You all are asking for it, so here you go. What is the difference between a ladybird deed and a Florida land trust? Again, all information I give here is specific to the state of Florida. So a ladybird deed is strictly an estate planning tool. That's all it is. It allows you to name who you want to inherit your property upon your death, and it allows that person or those people to inherit your property automatically upon your death without the need for probate, and they get a step up in basis. By contrast, a Florida land trust will do all of those things I just mentioned in addition to giving you both privacy and liability protection during your life. So when we're talking about real estate, liability and asset protection is going to be so important because the risk of liability is higher than it is with most other types of assets. Your risk of liability is going to be highest with investment or non-homesteaded property, but you still have risk of liability with your homestead or your primary residence. So for real estate, I typically recommend going the trust route versus the ladybird deed route. However, if your goal is strictly estate planning, allowing your property to pass easily to your heirs without the need for probate, then a ladybird deed is a great tool.
This is legit. It's ever verified. When it comes to the ladybird deed, I say that it's kind of like having a beneficiary designation that's associated with the deed because, God forbid, something happens to you at your end of life, that individual that you name on the ladybird deed automatically gets the property. They don't have to go through the full rigmarole of the probate process, if you will. What I will say, though, is that it is a death tool, meaning it goes into effect, God forbid, something happens to you at end of life. And the other challenge is that statutorily speaking, it's only available in 5 states. When it comes to the land trust, I must say that I'm a huge advocate for this type of tool because not only is it a death tool or an estate planning tool, it gives us this ability to have a management overlay from a risk perspective put in place while you're alive because something happens to you that doesn't result in death, maybe a disability or a mental infirmity. There's a contingent trustee that can step in and manage that property on your behalf. The other unique characteristic for Florida specifically with regard to the land trust, because this is the only state that actually does have this particular aspect of the land trust provision in place, is that the land trusts in Florida get asset protection as well. Now, statutorily speaking, there's only 8 states that have land trusts in them, but I will say this, land trusts are recognized and legal within every state. If you're interested in figuring out whether or not a land trust would be an amazing tool for you, you want to sit down and work with professionals who are pretty well versed on how these two different types of tactics and strategies apply to unique circumstances. And maybe we would be a fit. If you're interested in figuring that out, go ahead and just drop the word apply and let's find out.